In today's lesson, we're going to talk about how to connect better with your breath and how to get a better sense of what your breath is doing. Now, I find that oftentimes many singers have a very intellectual or academic understanding that the breath fuels the voice. But then when it comes to the practical application, there's this little bit of a disconnect between what's happening here and what's happening here. And so today I'm going to help you try to make a little bit more of that connection. So the first thing that we're going to do today is we're going to find ourselves a really nice hard stool or chair, and we're going to get our bodies nicely aligned atop those sits bones. And again, if possible, allow your legs to hang a little bit lower so that you open that angle between the thighs and the torso. That ensures that you're not shortening those abdominal muscles unnecessarily. And you're going to allow your shoulders to come down and to be out this direction. And you're going to allow that head to lift up and away from your body so that you feel this nice sense of lengthening of the spine. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the last lesson, and we're going to put our hands up underneath that collarbone, our fingers, our thumb and finger, right in that spot. We're going to inhale, and then we're going to place our other hand here. And we want to again practice that breathing where we feel a sense of lateral expansion. We can put our hands here and also our hands in the back as well, in the 10th through 12th ribs, those lowest ribs. But we want to feel a sense of calm and quiet right up here. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to bend at the hips, and we're going to allow our bodies to fall forward as we exhale. So this is going to be like we're going to inflate, almost like, you know, those we call them wibbly wobbly guys, but those inflatables at the gas stations, right? How you see the air kind of coming in and going out, and their bodies do this sort of wave-like action. That's what we're going to do with our bodies. So again, here and here, hands here. We're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to let our bodies deflate. Right? And then we're going to inflate them again with our inhale. All right, so this should feel pretty relaxing, pretty calming. Now obviously it places our abdominal muscles in a shortened state, so this isn't going to be how we're going to support for singing all the time, how we're going to connect with our breath. But it gives us this sense of connectedness with the body, that our breathing out and our breathing in has a sense of purpose, and it has a rhythm. So when we inflate, as we come up, we feel that sense of air coming into us and opening up that body. And then as we deflate, we feel that sense of air coming out, and it doesn't feel like we're trying to force that air. Oftentimes what happens when we're supporting our singing tone, when we're breathing for singing, we try to force it. We feel like we need to somehow make the breath do something. And this is just a way of getting us to understand that the breath knows what to do. The body knows how to release that breath. We don't really have to force it or help it along. So now what we want to do is we want to connect that breathing exercise to phonation. Breathing exercises are only good insofar as we're able to connect that coordination to our phonation, to the sounds that we're making. And in the next lesson, we are going to talk more about this. I'm going to give you some breathing exercises that are going to include both silent breath work and the breath connected to phonatory tasks. So today, we're going to continue with this exercise with our little gas station inflatable. So we're again going to put our hands here and here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to inhale, we're going to inflate. And as we deflate, we're going to make sound. Don't worry about what the sound is like. Don't worry about whether it's breathy or pressed. Don't worry about whether you're on a given pitch, that it's high or low. Just whatever sound. It's going to be probably like a little bit like a moan, right? Inhale, calm here, expand it around here. Inhale. Now hopefully you felt that sense of that as these abdominal muscles become a little bit more compressed, the air just kind of comes out, and there's this nice cooperative relationship between the support musculature and the laryngeal mechanism. And that's the feeling that we want when we sing. So let's try this again, and let's do this instead with a vowel sound. We're going to open up our mouths, and again, it doesn't matter what vowel it is, and don't even necessarily think about a nice, pretty, pure vowel. Any sound, just open the mouth and let whatever vowel sound comes out, whatever pitch you like. And it doesn't matter if you stay on the same pitch or not, or if you, like I did, I think I kind of slid down a little bit in pitch. But pay attention to how it feels in your body. Pay attention to that feeling of release as you let the air out. You let it out, don't help or force it out, right? So same thing. Inhale, quiet here, expansion here. Now you see, I close my eyes when I do that because it just allows me just to really connect with my body and not be self-conscious and thinking about what's going on here or getting distracted by things that are going on around me. It just helps me to really feel connected to my body and what it's doing and how I'm feeling in that moment. Where am I feeling that sense of ease and release? Where am I feeling that sense of tightness or tension? And we want to become very kinesthetically aware. We want to pay attention to what our body's telling us. Now when we do this, we want this action that's sort of like, this bending. We want our spines to be very, very flexible in this exercise. We don't want them to get locked and rigid. And as we do this exercise, we want to make sure that we're not inhaling and exhaling so quickly or so deeply that we end up hyperventilating. This is just a very nice slow action. Inhale, exhale, very calm. And don't feel as though you have to move your head backwards and forward a lot as you do this exercise, especially if you have issues with your cervical spine and you get things like migraines. That can cause a lot of pain and tension and pinching of the nerves in your neck. So if you have issues with that, just allow the neck to stay in that nice position, same alignment, and allow that folding of the body to happen primarily in the torso. I would encourage you to really find that spot where there's the bend at the hips, right at the leg level there, as opposed to bending all around the belly button or the waist area. Allow us to find that nice bend. Now I am allowing the spine to curl in different directions, and that's just because I get that sense of that inflating, like that gas station inflatable. That just helps me to find that relaxed, really easy breath. Let me know how you do with this, and stay tuned for the next lesson in which we will talk a little bit more about the breath and connecting that to simple phonatory tasks.